Hey Jet Setters, it's Joe from the Unveiling Paradise podcast. We've been getting a ton of great feedback about our show, and what we're hearing from you guys is that you love listening to real couples talk about their real wedding day experiences. From their favorite moments to, well, maybe the things they wish they would have changed, and of course, their tips for you guys. If you're searching those episodes, search Real Wedding Perspectives, and you'll find 4 of our very favorite couples talk you through their wedding day adventure. And of course, if you're planning your wedding here in Hawaii, hit us up and ask us about our Unveiling Paradise promo. Happy planning. Welcome everyone to the Unveiling Paradise podcast today. Tessa, you and I are here in a very weird situation. We are actually doing an in-studio recording at a wedding workshop that we're part of. We're guest panelists for the Oahu Wedding Association this week, and we're talking about social media and podcasting. And so we had this crazy idea that we would just pull some of the amazing vendors that are part of the Oahu Wedding Association and for a quick Q&A. And here we are.
Right. It's so cool because we have about 30 vendors from all different categories of our industry. So we thought, let's give our listeners what they want. Let's ask them all one question and get their professional advice. So that's what we're doing today. We are bringing everybody together on this show, and I think it's going to be amazing.
Okay, so let's talk about our question. This is a very simple one, but I think it's going to be very interesting to hear what they have to say. Our question is, if you have one specific piece of advice that you're going to give to anyone planning a wedding here in Hawaii, what would that be?
I think it's going to be great. We are going to get such a huge range of answers from, again, we have musicians, we have content creators, we have photographers, wedding planners. So they're all coming to a wedding with a different point of view. Hearing what they have to say is going to be so informative and educational for our listeners.
And you know what's really cool is some of the vendors that you're going to hear, we've actually had on our podcast. So you're going to hear some familiar voices, some people that have been totally hesitant to jump on the show and record with us.
We forced them on.
We did, and it's just a couple minutes. So, I think they're going to be okay. But with that, let's see what we get. Let's start our show.
Welcome to Unveiling Paradise, your go-to destination wedding podcast. I'm Tessa, wedding planner and owner of Fred & Kate Events.
And I'm Joe, wedding and adventure photographer of Joseph Esser Photography. We are based in Hawaii, one of the biggest, most popular locations for destination weddings.
We want to share our real-life experiences with you, give you insight from a professional's perspective, and still make sure you're having fun in the process.
We're huge believers in the fact that planning a destination wedding can be one of the most amazing experiences, and we want to bring you along.
We're so excited to talk with you about weddings, Hawaii, and everything else under the sun.
So pack your bags and let's get started.
All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Unveiling Paradise podcast show. Okay, so guys, you're probably wondering what we're doing today. Let me just give you a little context about what's about to happen. So we are at the Oahu Wedding Association. It's a meeting. Tessa and I are both involved with this association. It's all about wedding vendors and all this sort of thing. Anyway, we have been asked to be on a guest panel today, and we're talking about podcasting. So in our mind, we thought, what would be a better way to talk about podcasting than to actually have people on our podcast? So here's what we've kind of done. We have a handful of different wedding vendors here on Oahu that have agreed to be on our show, and we've asked them each to answer one question. So Tessa and I are going to take turns. We have a tiny little studio, and we're going to be taking turns interviewing different vendors. So we actually have zero idea what they're going to say. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. They're going to be in the hot seat, and we will see how everybody does. Do they sink or swim? Are their tips as good as Tessa and I's? Are they going to take over our podcast? We have no idea. So with that, let's get started. Sit down.
I wasn't prepared.
Sit down.
I wasn't prepared for this.
Okay, you ready? Yeah. You hear yourself?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. Okay.
Whoa.
All right. Okay, here we go. We are pulling all the vendors into our little studio to ask them one question. We have Jillian, who, would you introduce yourself to the listeners?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jillian Tamaru, Senior Catering Sales Executive for the Waikiki Collection in Honolulu. Sheraton Waikiki, Royal Hawaiian, Moana Surfrider, and Sheraton Princess Kailani fall under my umbrella, and I sell venues.
Yeah, and you guys have some of the most amazing wedding venues in Waikiki.
Thank
the
you.
Moana Surfrider, the Royal Hawaiian, amazing, right?
Iconic.
Okay, our question. If you have one piece of advice you'd like to give to anyone planning a wedding here in Hawaii, what is your secret? What is your tip?
Oof. I think having your vision. What is it that you're looking for? every couple is different. So don't look at all the noise and the mess that everybody else is doing. What speaks to you?
Yeah, I love that. So, and there's so many different ways you can plan a wedding, depending on what that vision is. And thinking about just like some of your properties too, like sometimes, if you're planning a pink wedding,
yes,
that's your theme. Like the Royal Hawaiian is our pink palace in Waikiki. So
absolutely.
Love it. Okay, well, thanks for jumping on the show.
Thank you so much.
It wasn't too bad, yeah?
Thank you. Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so tell me, give us your name, give us your company, and tell us one tip that you would want couples to know about planning a wedding in Hawaii.
So I'm Iniki Leialoha with Leialoha Socials. I'm a wedding content creator here. And one tip that I would give to any couple that's having a wedding in Hawaii is to really embrace the Hawaiian culture. You're here because you were probably called to have some type of event here to celebrate with your friends and family because you really love the islands. So really embrace it, take it all in, and enjoy it.
I love it. I love it.
All right, we have one of our favorite past guests on. Can you recognize her voice?
What up? This is Zabrina from the Gay Agenda Collective.
You were on our show previously. People love that episode.
I keep waiting for an invite back.
Well, here you
I
are.
haven't seen it yet. So actually, here it is, impromptu.
What do you know? Okay, so picking your brain, what is your piece of advice? What is your tip for anyone planning a wedding here in Hawaii?
I think the number one tip is that you have to factor in the weather. I think a lot of people don't realize that these lush, green, beautiful places are that way because we have a lot of weather here. And that can be really sunshine weather. That can also be some wet weather. So I think it's always important when you're planning here in Hawaii to plan for the rain.
And for the sun.
And the sun, exactly. Plan for both.
Yeah, I love that. That's perfect. So I thank you for popping into our little studio. And
this is fun.
Yay.
This is the shortest podcast I've ever been on, and it's the most impactful. So thanks for having me.
It's probably going to be a really long one, so here we go. Perfect.
Guys, we're back. We have Andrew with Redefined Weddings. Andrew, introduce yourself and give our listeners one tip that you want them to know when planning a wedding in Hawaii.
Hey everyone, it's Andrew from Redefined Weddings. We are a photo video company. We also have a photo lounge based in Hawaii. It's not just about the wedding couple's experience on the wedding day, it's about their guests and everything. And I think the big one that people forget about is also their vendors. So I always recommend a good coordination or planning team. Talking to them and figuring out like, hey, we have this team of vendors. How can we all work together and whatnot? I think that's such a big thing that's like overlooked sometimes, but it creates such a better experience if like the planner coordinator can work with all the vendors and just make sure everything's working smoothly.
Do you know of any good planners sitting in this room
right now looking at you? No pressure. I always recommend Fred and Kate. I mean, you guys are awesome. Like, you can ask every couple that I talk to. My whole spiel is I'm about to give my sales speech, but
do it.
I'm like, I always recommend a good coordinator because yes, as an industry, wedding industry here, we're very tight knit. The culture is already amazing, but like the wedding industry specifically, everyone's so tight knit. We all help each other out, but with a good wedding planner and coordinator, one, they make sure your experience is very good from beginning, the planning process all the way to your wedding, the days before and everything, but then also your guests, and then most importantly, your vendors, right? Like they care about us, they care about the day, and it just makes sure everyone's doing good. So I always recommend Fred and Kate. You guys are awesome. You guys are always with us throughout the day, making sure the day goes on and you guys don't just like leave us or, leave the couple and whatnot. And there's other companies that recommend, but we love you guys.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
All right, we have a real social media content creator right now in the booth. Introduce yourself to the show.
Hi, my name's Kayla with the Social K Weddings. I'm a wedding content creator here in Hawaii.
I love this. You're going to have a very interesting perspective because social media content creation is a new vendor to the wedding industry. So what's your tip?
Yeah, so for destination couples, I think having a wedding content creator is so helpful because a lot of the times you're coming here with family, friends that it's their first time to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And the pressure should be off the phone to capture everything and behind the scenes. So it's nice when you have someone like me at the wedding to capture all the behind the scenes, and you can kind of like let your friends and family know they don't have to be on their phones. They don't have to be catching everything, all the photos and videos, because they have a content creator there and they can just be in the moment.
I love that. Yeah. And that's actually so true because when you are a guest at a wedding, there is that pressure to try to document it, right? And if you don't have that pressure, you get to be in those moments and enjoy that. Yay. Well, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Okay. How's it going?
It's going good. Hi, Tessa. Good morning.
Steph, your voice has changed.
Because I feel like sometimes I have a really screechy voice, and so whenever I talk on the microphone, like at weddings, I have to lower the voice. Doing photo shot lists. All that.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay, we have a room full of wedding professionals, so we are bringing them all into this podcast room, and we're asking them one question. And the one question is, what is the one piece of advice that you give to couples that are planning their wedding in Hawaii?
That's a great question, Tessa. I mean, I think as a planner, we talk about budget, vision. We talk about what do you want the feel, the look of your wedding to be. And I think for me, a piece of advice that I would give to all couples is to consider the time frame in which you're coming for your celebrations. This year in particular, I find that a lot of my couples are having time conflicts, whether that's do they have available time off for their wedding? Do their friends and family have available time to take off for their wedding? Do they have kids that are in school? Do they have enough PTO? Is it busy season at work? So my piece of advice is to, think hard about the time frame in which you want to host your wedding and your guests that are attending your wedding.
Amazing. Great advice. So timing matters, right? It's
Yes.
not just planning a fabulous wedding, it's timing.
Oh, absolutely. If you plan this amazing event, but no one can come to your wedding, it kind of puts a downer on things. And then you have to pivot and you have to rethink about, okay, I was planning for 100 guests, but now I have 50 people coming. What do I do next?
And Steph, we've both seen that happen, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being on. Again, guys, this is Steph with Esselle Weddings, and we are so happy to have you here. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Tessa.
Okay, I have our next victim, Chantel with...
J'adore Couture, Luxury, Floral, and Styling.
Yes. Okay. You are an amazing, very busy florist. What is your tip for all of our listeners about planning a wedding here in Hawaii?
Sure. First and foremost, planning a wedding here in Hawaii is very expensive. So throughout the whole process, I would recommend just enjoying every moment, no matter if it's stressful, exciting, scary. Just enjoy every single moment.
And forget about the budget, is what you're saying?
No, we have to remember budget. It's so expensive here.
Yeah, right. But you also want to keep in mind what's the bigger picture. It's to have that great, beautiful wedding that you're there to enjoy, not to be stressed out by, right?
Yes, of course. And remember, at the end of the day, too, it's just the two of you.
Yeah.
Everybody else is accessories.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Yay. Well, thanks for joining our show.
Thank you.
Put your mouth up here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so, Chef, introduce yourself, introduce your company, and tell me one piece of advice that you'd share with couples getting married in Hawaii.
Wow, you didn't even give me time to think.
No, there's no time. We are on the fly today.
Okay, I'm Nina.
Hi, Nina.
Hi.
Hi, Chef.
And I'm with Cakeworks. And yeah, formerly your chef instructor at KCC.
I love it.
And now cake master slave.
Cake slave. I love that.
Cake
Okay,
slave.
and what is your one piece of advice that you would give to couples getting married in Hawaii?
Location.
And what does
It's
that mean?
all about the venue.
Yeah.
And if you're not from Hawaii and you want to share the beauty of Hawaii, I would strongly suggest to get a venue that you can get pictures from any angle that capture the island as well as your celebration.
Such a great tip.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And
Thanks.
even for locals.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
I love it. Thanks so much, Chef.
Sure.
All right, everyone. I have a photographer here. This is Trevor with Hand and Heart Photography. Welcome to the show.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Well, what is your tip? Like for anyone who's thinking about planning a wedding here, what is, you're a photographer. What is your perspective? Like what one tip would you give anyone who's thinking about having their wedding in Hawaii?
In general, just stay in the moment. Yeah. Just enjoy each other, enjoy the day, just embrace all the love that's going around you, But Hawaii specifically, also embrace the weather. Yeah. If it rain or shine, just celebrate because this is your day. This is the love that you're celebrating. Your connection, right? And yeah. Hawaii is pretty unpredictable. We get passing showers and then we get sunshine and then we get another passing shower, sunshine, cloudy. But everybody always expects Hawaii to be like, oh, it's always going to be sunny. But the mountains stay green because it rains like just off and on, so that's why Hawaii is so beautiful.
And I love that as a tip because as a photographer, you have to make beautiful photos, rain or shine. So if it's sunny, if it's too sunny, if it's cloudy, you're always thinking about how does weather impact your day. What I also love about what you just shared too, Trevor, is like the thing about weddings that you know this, I know this, like they just go by in a blink of an eye, right? It's just like, you know, as a photographer, you're like, oh my gosh, where did the day go? Enjoy every moment because it's going to go quick.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Perfect. Hey, that's it.
Thanks.
Okay, so what we're going to do here today is we're going to have you, Susan, introduce yourself and tell us one piece of advice that you would share with people that are planning to get married in Hawaii.
Wow. So my name's Susan O'Donnell, and I own a company called Aloha Wedding Planners that's been in existence for quite some time. And I've seen a lot of changes in the industry, but it started out with destination couples getting married at the courthouse and wanting to have someplace else to get married. So it's morphed over many, many years. And I would say the biggest piece of advice is to hire professionals. Really, you want to search out the people that can be boots on the ground for you. And they have all the expertise, whether you have a larger group where you need a planner or you have a smaller group where you just want to have someone give you guidance and do some sort of elopement package with them. So I think it's really finding the person that can help you source out all of the professionals that you need.
Awesome answer. So hire professionals.
Definitely.
Amazing. And I want to remind everybody that we are recording live with like 50 people around us. So you hear the background noise, no big deal. Thanks so much, Susan, for being here.
Mahalo.
All right. We have one of my favorite hair and makeup artists in studio, Christine. Okay, so introduce yourself, and what is your tip for anyone who's planning a wedding here in Hawaii?
Sure. My name is Christine Gardner. My company is Christine M.E.N. Company. Basically, I actually deal with a lot of destination brides. Yeah. And the first thing I tell them is to send me all their inspirations. Look on Pinterest, look online, Instagram for any inspiration for hair and makeup and send it my way, just to get an idea of what direction they're looking for, what style they want to do, if it's a day wedding going into evening. So visuals really help.
Yeah.
Any kind of hair and makeup visuals. Also a picture of their wedding dress, a picture of what their hair and makeup currently looks like, and how they also do their hair and makeup on a daily. So I can kind of get an idea of where they're at as far as styling goes for what to be comfortable on the wedding day.
And so you're really doing your research, trying to get to know as much about that couple. I love that.
Yeah, any kind of research, the wedding dress, the neckline, any hair accessories, any kind of visual interpretation they can send my way to help me prepare to meet them in person.
All right, I love that. Perfect. Okay, I have another amazing photographer, Oliva. Welcome to the show. What is your tip?
Hi, I'm Oliva. I think for people that coming from outside to Hawaii, my tip is really look to the vendor, look for professionals. I feel like sometimes people don't know what to expect, especially with photography. They don't know where to shoot, where to go, do we need permits, do we don't. So find the person that is local and they know the rules, the permits and the lights and everything is the key for having a successful photo shoot or engagement or even a wedding.
I love that. And it's so right. Like when you think about all the things that go into actually showing up to do a photo shoot, you need to have permits. A lot of places you need to actually have insurance. If you're at a venue, you need to be insured. So that's an amazing tip. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people come to me and say, oh, I want to shoot in Kailua, like the beach that you actually not supposed to. So having that person that know the area or the areas, because it changed a lot from one area to the other here, it's what's going to make it successful, definitely.
Awesome. Easy peasy.
Thank you.
All right. How did you do, Tessa? Like when we were recording all of these, like we basically took turns. So I don't actually know what your answers were from all of the different wedding vendors. And you don't know what I talked about too.
I know. I'm so curious to hear what your guest said. I kind of feel, and I know this is not a competition, but I kind of feel like my guest maybe had better answers.
I actually don't know. It could be anything. But we actually got to talk to a bunch of different people. I got some really great advice on my end. I'm sure you got some great advice on your end.
For sure.
Well, let's turn this over to our listeners. Whose advice did you love the most? And who was somebody that you were like, hey, I would love for you guys to bring that vendor on the show? Or if you've already heard from them, bring them back again.
And listeners, if you have a piece of advice that you'd like to share with our couples, let us know. We are happy to then report back to everyone else and share your advice that you've learned while planning your wedding.
All right. And with that, it's a wrap.
Talk to you next time. Bye.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Unveiling Paradise.
If you enjoy our show, please follow us and rate us on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. It would really mean a lot.
And don't forget to also get on our mailing list and follow us on Instagram. Just do it already.
Until next time, this is Tessa.
And this is Joe.
And don't forget, your happily ever after
is just a plane ride away.